Hello and welcome to the first of the MOCO Home Edit series.
We're so excited to share our whole home building process with you. But to begin with, we kind of wanted to share how we actually came to this decision and kind of why we're doing it. Because honestly, about 3 months ago, we definitely weren't buying a house or building a house at all.
So in October, we were living the Brisbane life. We were just about to renew our lease again for another 12 months.
Yeah.
And then just basically commit to living the city life indefinitely, really.
Yeah, well, we were both working in South Bank and, had great jobs and we're really happy to keep going there. Until Marty got one late night phone call that changed everything.
So in that phone call, I got a job offer from a company that I had worked for in the past and really enjoyed working for, but it was for a position that I really wanted to be in, and it put me, I guess, many years ahead of where I was in the company I was at that point in time. So it was a really, really good opportunity that I just couldn't say no to.
And I think realistically, we had been really missing family, had been traveling up quite often to see them, and, we're starting to think casually about settling down in the next couple of years. Not right now, if anyone is the grandparents are watching. But
I think I'm allergic to kids. Oh, there we go.
Anyway, I've composed myself. Sorry, you're just too hilarious. But basically, we were just looking to actually have family around us and get sort of into a different stage of our lives than maybe we had been planning to. So this brought up a really great opportunity. And I guess today, really what we want to do is actually share with you some of the big reasons about why we wanted to build a house.
If we take it back a few steps, before we got that phone call with the job offer and all that, we had been looking at potentially buying a house in Brisbane or a unit or something similar, just to stop renting and get into our own place. But as we were looking, the Brisbane house market is
the worst.
It's really expensive to get into, particularly if it's your first home.
Yeah.
So upon moving back to Gladstone, the housing market is significantly more accessible and you can get more land for less money, all that sort of stuff that is really nice to have.
In addition to that, the block that we've been looking at is close to the beach, which is fantastic. Being in the middle of Brisbane, it meant that it was about an hour and a half to be able to get to a beach. And as someone who grew up going to the beach every weekend, I was really suffering. I was really struggling. This one from the sticks has no idea what that's like. But anyway, the beach was definitely a big factor in deciding where we wanted to actually build. Something else that was a pretty big factor in deciding to do this was how far we'd have to travel for work, for gym, all of those sorts of things. Technically, when we were in Brisbane, it was about a 10-minute walk to work, and that's a little bit longer from where our block's going to be. It's about a 20-minute drive.
Yep.
However, it's that much easier to get to gym, to get to the beach, to get to the shops, to get to literally anywhere else. And we kind of were going to make that further anyway if we had bought a block, because we were never going to be able to afford a block in South Brisbane if there were even any available. So we were going to look at maybe a half an hour train ride into the city or crazy traffic delays on a highway trying to get in. So honestly, we're still winning on the time front scale.
Now, I was quite happy to build or buy. I wasn't too fast. If I could find a decent place for a good price, I was happy to buy ready established.
Whereas I wanted to build. I've wanted to build always.
So guess what? We're building.
We compromised and we're building now. But really, there were really big benefits to actually wanting to build instead of buy.
We have had so many rental addresses in the past, 4 to 5 years?
Yes.
I think we're at 8 now,
9,
I think.
something
Moving
crazy.
every 6 to 12 months. So it is really nice to think that once we build a place, we won't have to change our addresses every 6 months and pay for removalists and bond cleans and all that sort of stuff that comes with it.
Because a lot of the time, I want to put it out there that a lot of the time we didn't even want to move. There were issues such as putting our rent up $50 a week, or the owners wanting to start occupying the house again. It makes it really difficult when you kind of get kicked out of the house without actually getting kicked out of the house.
Another benefit, or a few more benefits, of building the house instead of buying a already established house is that it's customizable, because we have had so many addresses. We know what we do and don't like, and then we don't have to renovate straight away or do anything like that. We can customize it from the get-go and get exactly what we want.
Although I have already picked about 3 or 4 different projects that I want to renovate in our house, because I want my own handmade personal touches.
Yeah.
So I've decided I'm getting a Ryobi kit. So the other thing that really worked with us was that when we started looking in October, was there were so many real financial benefits to actually getting and building a house.
The big thing with the timing is because of all the grants and the estate bonuses and similar things like that. So all the financial incentives.
Yes.
The government has a number of things running at the moment to assist people to get into their first home. So we've got home builder, first home buyer, there's the regional boost. On top of those grants from the government, there's also a lot of builders that are offering incentives, and the estate bonuses that I mentioned are developer bonuses. So they might take money off or give cash back, or give you money to put towards building your garden or something similar.
And all of these benefits we're actually going to go in depth about and actually share all of the intricacies and how you can apply for them as well, and if you're eligible. So check that out in the next couple of weeks and we'll post that up for you.
After all those addresses, we're just sick of renting. It is a pain to go look for places and apply for places, and as we said, then all the cleaning, the removalists, and a big annoyance of mine is maintenance. There are so many landlords that don't want to fix things that break, even though they have to. They've signed a contract, you've signed a contract, you've got to follow it. But they're just like, nah, not paying it. You don't pay enough rent, I'm not fixing things.
The amount of time that we have spent calling and emailing about aircon in the last 2-3 years is actually disgusting. So the fact that we will be able to, if something breaks, fix it. Yeah, exactly. I'm so excited for that.
And another thing is, we've got a pet cat. She's somewhere in the house anyway.
Asleep.
She's a pain, because a lot of landlords don't want pets in their place, because pets do cause damage, and a lot of tenants...
Not our princess.
Oh, never. A lot of tenants might not want to fix it, or might think it's not a big deal, but it does make the property not look as good for the next people coming through. So I understand it, but it's really annoying.
Yeah.
Another thing is cost. Our repayments for the home loan will be about $50, $60 a week less than our rent. And yes, there are other costs like insurance and rates and all that sort of stuff, but the money's going towards an asset. It's not going to paying off someone else's asset. So while it might be a bit more expensive in the long run, we actually get something of our own for our money.
Our own first home, dream home, where we can live together and bring up our kids and be happy and not have to move ever again. So those are some of the really huge benefits of actually building rather than buying, and of owning your own home in general. So we absolutely can't wait to actually start this process, and I honestly might die that first day that they start pouring that slab, but you know what? Can you not, birds? Anyway, I cannot wait. That's the end. That's all I have to say. Anyway.
See you in the next video. Bye.
I'm not done yet. So we'll be keeping you up to date on our Instagram at the MOCO Collective, and we might be sharing a couple of sneak peeks that we have on our own personal Instagrams. Mine is Catherine O'Driscoll _
I think mine's Martin O'Driscoll.
You should know that. It's not even hard.
We'll put it here, and it'll be there.
That is what it is, by the way.
So if you've got any good ideas or thoughts or experiences or learnings from your own first home buying and building process, let us know in the comments.
One of the main reasons that we decided to do this series in the first place was because we were struggling to find any of this information. So we wanted to share it with you. And if you can give us information while we're doing it, that would be great.
And in the next video, we are going to have a look at why we chose a mortgage broker and the process that we followed to do that.
Yeah. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.